What's up, MMA fans? It's Tudor Leonte for Sherdog here, and today I have the pleasure to talk again with UFC bantamweight contender, Mr. Adrian Yanez. Hello, Adrian, and how are you? Welcome back on Sherdog.
Oh, man, thank you for having me back. I'm good. I'm great, man. I'm just ready to be back in the cage already.
What have you been up to recently?
Man, I just got back from New York not too long ago. Trained with the champ for a little bit, and it was pretty good. Really good experience. Now I'm back at the home base and just training, implementing all that I learned from New York and coming to implement it to my own camp. So it's nothing but great things, man. I love it.
I'll ask you a few questions about your experience in New York in a few moments. But before that, I'd like to remind that in our most recent interview, you promised to put away Randy Costa within 2 rounds, and you deliver it, since you stopped him in the second round via TKO. What do you think about your latest performance and, of course, your latest opponent?
Man, so my latest performance, I'm still mad at it. Like I'm not 100% like uh I like the perception of what it was for everybody. Great fight, man. He showed heart. He showed his chin and everything. He showed that he can go through adversity. But me looking at it, I was like, I never wanted to show any of that. I never wanted to show like any weakness spots or any weak spots in a fight. I wanted to dominate from bell to bell. But props to Randy. He did really good. He did some really smart, tricky things. But luckily I was able to adjust. But I didn't want to show that I had a chin. I didn't want to show that I could take a punch or anything like that. I wanted to be. I took a little bit more I took more damage than what I wanted. But the overall consensus and just the overall like what everybody looked at, I felt like it's pretty cool to lean on. But looking at my performance, I could always do better, and that's what I always strive for. My upcoming opponent, Davey Grant, that's exactly what I have to do against this guy. I had to be technical the whole entire time, and I can't miss a beat, because if I do, you end up getting caught like how Jonathan Martinez did. Like Jonathan Martinez did a great job in that first round, very precise. But he got a little bit sloppy in the second, and that's where he got caught. So, especially against someone like Davey Grant, you have to stay technical the whole entire time, and you can't let off the brakes. You have to stay 100% going the whole entire time. You don't get that chance to be sloppy against someone like Davey Grant. So I'm very excited, and I'm really excited for this test.
Like you said, you are scheduled to face Davey Grant on November the 20th. Do you see any similarities between Randy Costa and Davey Grant, as far as fighting style goes?
Yeah, they were both a little bit unpredictable. They're both a little bit unpredictable in that first round. They come out really hard. Pretty much, it's almost like saying they're the same, but I feel like Randy Costa is a little bit more Randy Costa is a lot more technical as far as when it comes to the cleaner boxing, the cleaner kicks, and everything. And Davey Grant is a little bit more of has a little bit more of a herky jerky style, a little bit more looping shots instead of straight shots. So there's technical differences, but they both have the same type of style, as they both come in really hard, looking to put you out in the first round. But when you break down like technicalities and the techniques, Randy Costa is a little bit more technical, and Davey Grant shows to be a little bit more loopy, and is shown to get a little bit more reckless.
Right now, I would like to hear, again, your pick for this fight.
Man, from what I've been thinking, from what I've been seeing, I think I'm gonna get a second round TKO or a third round knockout. So that's what I've been looking at, and that's what I'm game planning for. I'm ready to go all three, ready for a 3-round war. But I think I see something, and whenever I see it, I know I'm gonna go for it.
Do you have any intention, to hear the judges' scorecards in the UFC?
No, absolutely not, man. They've been on and off a little bit. So if I just keep the judges out of it like 100%, I would love to do that every single time. Put everybody out, either knock them out or submit them. I don't care. but yeah, I don't want to hear the judges' scorecards ever because you know you might have dominated, but then you end up getting the shit end of the stick. So yeah, no, I don't ever want to hear the judges' scorecards.
That's what I was waiting, to hear. But it sounds great, and I wish you, to accomplish that. You mentioned your experience in New York. You have been sparring with Aljamain Sterling recently. What can you tell us about that experience?
Man, it was really good. It was really good to see, like, to gauge myself to see where I'm at, and like especially in the bantamweight division, because you got the top guy, you got the bantamweight champ Aljamain Sterling, and you get to kind of use yourself as a measuring stick and everything, kind of see what you need to work on, how far are you in reality, and and just start seeing the things that you need to work on. So there's a little bit of things I know I need to tighten up, and there's things that I know that I was able to kind of help him out with in a sense. But I just being able to learn was really, really cool, man. Just being able to go there and just grapple with a lot of their high level guys in jiu-jitsu and the wrestling and everything, being able to learn that aspect, because wrestling in Texas isn't really big. And I think that's a big part that like just the high level of the wrestling in Texas isn't that big. So being able to go out to somewhere like New York where wrestling is really dominant, uh, it was really cool, just to get that experience, because like Aljo pulled in somebody who doesn't even fight. He was like, hey, like I need this guy to come do drills with me. So he brought him in to do drills, and just seeing like this guy has a regular 9 to 5 job and is able to come in and wrestle with Aljo. And I'm just looking at like, man, like that's crazy. We don't have that here in Texas. We don't have somebody that just is able to do their 9 to 5 job and then come in and wrestle at that high of a level. So it was pretty cool. It's a really good experience, just being able to learn from that and like take little things here and there from what they do and add it to what I do.
Unfortunately, Sterling had to pull out of his scheduled fight with Peter Yan due to a neck injury, I seem to recall. Did you feel that he wasn't going at 100%, while he was training with you? Can you tell us, something about that?
Yeah, we both had reserves on a lot of things. He felt I know in some positions he felt his neck, and then there's some positions where he knew he had to pull off a little bit. But honestly, like his body just wasn't feeling right for him. It was something with his nervous system even going on. Like his body wasn't reacting the way it should have been like the weeks before. Because he initially flew me out because uh he wanted looks for Peter Yan. He wanted looks for like the boxing side for the Yan fight, just so he can see, like, get little tips and tricks here and there. But yeah, so when he pulled out, it was kind of like a shock to me as well. So I was like, oh, okay. But no, he was in a lot of positions. He was very timid in some spots, but overall, he's gotten a lot better. He's doing a lot of physical therapy and everything. So he's back in Vegas doing a lot of PT with the UFC doctors and everything. So he's from whenever I was able to train with him, he was doing a lot of physical therapy at that time. So it wasn't too much of a hindrance, but I could definitely see where he was timid in some spots. But overall, man, he was getting healthier by the time I got there.
Now that you tested yourself against, the champion in your division, uh, where do you see yourself, skill wise?
Oh, I feel like I'm high level in a lot of spots. Like I feel like my striking is really, really high level, and it was really cool just to get that admiration from the champ, like being like, hey, like your striking is really, really good. Like no, it's like it's high level striking. So to hear that was really cool. So man, I strike for strike, I don't think anybody in the top 15 can really mess with me. There's probably a couple guys who I really would like to test myself strike for strike, and that would be like Jose Aldo, Peter Yan, and Sugar Sean O'Malley. Like those guys like have really, really good striking, especially in the, like, I know Sean O'Malley isn't in the top 15, but he's one of those guys that I'll give him credit where credit's due, that he has really phenomenal striking. So I think that would be a matchup that would be really, really nice, especially because I love the striking aspect of MMA. The jiu-jitsu and the wrestling part, there are some things I need to tune up, and some things I need to add. So that was pretty cool getting the learning experience. But also, we've been able to have the luxury of having Rafian Stotts permanently moving down to Houston. So he's been training with us. So he's a really good high level wrestler as well. Pretty much ranked number one behind the champion Sergio Pettis in Bellator. So he should be getting the next Bellator title shot. But yeah, we got another high level wrestler in Rafian Stotts. So it honestly, it's nothing but great things, because we got like a whole team that's coming together that's making a really solid group. So I have everything I need.
Adrian, it was such a great pleasure to talk to you, with you again. Do you have any last message?
Oh man, just tune in November 20th. It's gonna be it's gonna be a really, really fun fight. Tune in. Man, I really hope I get a main card spot, because I feel like I deserve it. 4 finishes, including the contenders fights, man. A big shout out to my management team, Ridium, Jason House, and all those guys that do a really good job of taking care of me. And then also a big shout out to my coach, Sauce Solis. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in the position I am today, and I'm very grateful for every moment that I had with him. Also, thank you for the platform. Thank you. It was great.
Thank you very much. I'm sure it will be fun, your next fight, and I warmly recommend MMA fans to watch it. Adrian, thank you again for your time, and best of luck for your upcoming fight. Hopefully, I'll hear again from you in the future.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
You too.